Hey there guys, for those of you who are interested in The Evil Within 2, I'm going to be covering a lot of the gameplay mechanics, the returning ones as well as additional new ones in the game. There's a lot of stuff and some of this is incredibly new and changes the way the game's going to be played heavily, and I'm also going to be answering some questions that a lot of people have been asking. So if you're into that kind of thing, you'll love this video, and as always, let's just get right into it. Screw the long intros. A lot of people were wondering whether Akuma mode will be returning in The Evil Within 2. It was a very big fan favourite from the original game and had a whole layer of difficulty and sophistication behind it that the original game could not even come close to. Akuma mode won't exclusively be returning to The Evil Within 2, but it does seem after completing the game, a new difficulty will be unlocked. It's not going to be Akuma, but it's going to be a similar game mode to it, but with some key differences. What those differences are, we do not know, but I'm sure it's going to either make the experience just a little bit easier, or on the opposite end of the scale, it might even just make things a little bit harder. And for those that are interested, Nightmare mode will have different enemies contained within the game, different locations and other assortments of changes to make it a more appropriate experience for survival horror veterans. Something not contained in the original game, which I'm sure a lot of people may be happy to hear about, is there is now going to be a quick turn feature in the game. This might not seem like a big thing if you're new to survival horrors, but for any veterans of the genre, once again, this is something we definitely needed. This is a huge thing. It makes aiming, navigating, escaping, and so many features that you need to use in the game 10 times more fluid and easier. There are three main forms of healing in The Evil Within 2. So, we have automatic health regeneration, which everybody should know how that works regardless of whether you were from The Evil Within 1 or not. We have the good old medical syringes, which I'm sure many Evil Within 1 fans will remember. But now we can also drink coffee from time to time, which will give us a nice boost of health over time. However, coffees can only be taken periodically, and I do believe they are free. Several collectibles will be featured in the game, so for many fans who played the original Evil Within, you'll know about the key system, which will be making a return. You can use these keys, which you will find around the environments, to unlock boxes, and these will give you specific rewards. There'll also be journals among other collectibles which tell the story of the environment and the people that inhabited them, and I'll have the video up in the background here because honestly speaking, with how open world this game is, and you can really grasp with just this intro right here how open world it's going to be, a lot of these collectibles are going to be spread out, and this is going to really incentivize the exploration of alternative areas that you don't have to actually go to. The cover system will be making a return from the DLCs. This is definitely going to enhance the stealth in the game, and I see it being an essential and core part of progressing through some of the environments and boss battles. Now in chapter 3 you're going to come across your safe house, and this is something I do believe is going to be a central part of the game. There's going to be a lot of different elements in this, a lot of them confirmed. This is definitely going to take a little bit longer, and there's a lot of features to discuss here, so let's get right into them. Save terminals are going to be found in each of the area's safe houses as well as Sebastian's room, and this is one of the core reasons I believe the safe houses are going to play a central role in the game, but they're going to play a much bigger role than just this. Next up, you have the workbenches, which a lot of people will be familiar with. These are obviously used to upgrade your weapons, to craft items and components you need to survive, but there's something essential you'll need to know here. When you're upgrading your weapons, you'll get two types of weapon parts. You'll get standard weapon parts and high quality weapon parts, and of course, as you get to the higher tier upgrades, you'll require more normal and high quality weapon parts to upgrade them. Now, while you can craft ammunition, weapons, and other things needed to survive while you're at a safe house workbench, you now have the option to field craft items for a much more higher resource cost. Now, you're not going to be limited to crafting within a specific area, but there will be a detriment to crafting anywhere in the field, so you've got to choose wisely. Safe houses will also have coffee pots in them, which, as I mentioned before, will heal you fully over time. However, they do have a time delay on them. Another thing to note, it was said that you'll be able to recruit NPCs into your safe houses, talk to them on the field, get dialogue and quests from them, as well as information about the areas. It seems like the safe houses are going to be a very core central part, and I'm getting Dead Rising vibes from this, as if you can recruit survivors back to them and it's essential to the story's progression. A peculiar and mysterious but familiar character will be returning, Tatiana, and her purpose will be the same as the original, which will be to be upgrading Sebastian's core skills. Now you'll have two types of different skills you can upgrade in the Evil Within 2. There will be passive skills such as straight up health upgrades, stamina upgrades among other things, and there will be also active skills such as allowing you to bash an enemy's head in to instant kill them, which will allow you to save ammunition. The active skills will cost a lot more than the passive skills, however, and they may require multiple playthroughs to max all of your skill tree out. You'll have to use your radio to lock onto separate signals as you progress an adventure through the world. This is going to be the way the player locks onto the main objective, as well as find side objectives to complete, which will give you an additional reward or make certain things easier. There will also be different areas the player has to progress through as they do this, and these areas will be referred to as domains. Each domain is its own separate island as to what I can see, and it's also a possibility that each domain has its own unique psychopath to it, but that isn't confirmed. The last things I want to say is, first, there's going to be a lot of looting in the area, including destroying boxes, looting through garbage cans, among other things. The crossbow will also be making a return to the game, which is going to be fantastic to use once again. We'll be able to use it very well in the environment to set up traps, among other things like the first game, to take out a lot of enemies at once for a very economical cost. As a last notable mention, it does seem like after stamina has depleted now, your character will no longer stop, but will continue to run at a much slower pace than normal, which means that you're not just an idle target waiting to die. Anyway guys, I've scoured through a lot of footage to get all of this information for you. If you did enjoy the video and you found this entertaining or educational, please leave a like and a subscribe and keep up to date with the channel. It would really mean a lot to me. You can also hit the little bell when you go to subscribe so that you're notified of all my latest uploads. I've got a Twitter if you want to follow that, it's in the description, as well as a Discord community that you can join if you want to come talk to us all. Anyway guys, I just hope you're having a beautiful day. As always, take it easy and peace.